Hello everyone and welcome back to Brilliant Shadows. The last episode was kind of uneventful other than a rather unique meeting we seem to have with a flustered chef. Now it's the next morning, we've woken up, we've talking to him again, and he has no idea. Honestly, no idea what we're on about. So I'm guessing that he was either possessed or someone was spying on us or trying to find something. Let's go ahead and see. She was, after all, still hungry.
Again.
The command was far more easily spoken than obeyed, and it was with great effort that Ash raised her tin blade up once more and brought it down at Belinda. Belinda heaved with audible effort, barely lifting the blade up in time to intercept the blow, but no longer pressing the strength to heft her own weapon after the impact. It fell, uselessly to the grass of the practice field. Belinda cradled in her hands, gloves removed, occasionally blowing on the naked red flesh.
We'd be dead now if this were a real fight, Belinda.
I know, but my hands are raw. I can't keep up with either of you. Honestly, I don't understand how Ash doesn't even look winded yet. Not to mention, every muscle in my body is screaming.
As Ash began to take stock of herself, she realized the full extent of the strain training had begun to take on her, and massaged blisters on her palm.
I think we need to take a break for today. It's been a few hours at least.
Heck paused and nodded and collected the pair of practice swords.
Very well. But we'll have to continue training tomorrow if you want to make any real progress.
I'll be lucky if I can even move tomorrow.
I was just considering that perhaps you should use the hot springs the soldiers use after intense training. I personally find the heat makes me sweat in excess and only causes dehydration. But perhaps the two of you might actually benefit.
There's a hot springs here, and no one told me?
Belinda turned to Ash, her eyes alight with delight.
No more bucket baths!
You are far too enthused by that.
Hey, you get excited over dead plants. My thing is hot baths.
Your thing should be more significant than that, Belinda. You never actually achieved a specialty. Your graduation is a farce without it.
Belinda stuck her tongue out at Hector and then smiled.
Do you know the way to the barracks, Ash?
Sure. I've been there more than enough times when I was much smaller.
Well, I'm supposed to spend the evening with Prudence.
Wow, you don't sound too enthused to spend the night with your lover.
We are not lovers yet. I'm not quite ready for that, even if she asked.
I just meant... never mind.
I struggle with intimacy sometimes. Prudence does not. I feel as though our relationship is lopsided in this, and I'm concerned it may create tension.
Oh, that's nice. We're going to the hot springs. Have fun!
Belinda hooked Ash's arm and began marching away, leaving Hector looking lost and forlorn.
That wasn't very nice.
I know it may seem cruel, but there has to be at least one thing he's not good at. Otherwise, the entire balance of the cosmos will be misaligned. Besides, given how much Prude likes to cuddle in the dunce, I highly doubt there's actually a problem. Now, I'm really hurting, and a hot bath sounds like just the thing, you know?
I suppose.
Light and shadows, woman. If you really are concerned, we can go check on them afterwards. But right now, we need to put our own needs to the forefront.
In that case, I might want to point out we're going the wrong way.
The two doubled back, passing Hector again.
Hello again, Hector.
The female side of the barracks was mostly abandoned. Despite attempts by the kingdom to encourage gender diversity amongst the ranks of the army, few women still chose to join the militia. The few who did was usually motivated to do so by something more than your typical recruit. Very few women who currently served were not officers, and fewer still wanted to be posted in the capital. The bath itself was large and steaming. Its design was a bit archaic, and its rank was with sulphur, but the heat seemed to massage the pain from Ash's muscles even before she climbed in.
Do you think we bathe in our undergarments, or...?
Ash turned to see a pile of clothing, small clothes included, lying on a rock near the entrance. A splash broke the scene's silence only for a moment.
Ouch! More shallow than I expected. I hurt my butt.
Ash smirked and slowly climbed into the water herself. Exhaustion struck her like a mace to the head, and she felt like she could almost fall asleep right then and there.
So, you said you had been to the barracks lot before. Why's that?
My dad was a soldier. I used to visit him a lot when I was little. He was stationed in the barracks directly beside these.
You said he was a soldier. What is he now?
Ash closed her eyes.
Dead.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Belinda seemed to relax a little bit at the words. Apparently her words had troubled herself far more than Ash's.
The truth is, I haven't even thought about him in a long time. I was so young then. His death just wasn't an important part of my life. Me and Prude would just say that we had 2 mommies. That was long before we realized the significance of what we were saying.
I imagine you stirred up quite the scandal. An illicit affair between the king and her servant.
Belinda thought about it for a moment.
That's kinda hot, actually.
I thought you were interested in boys.
Yeah, in my head I was the king and Elfnod was servant.
I thought you had realized by now he was...
Gay? Yeah. I picked up on that after I confessed my love, and he had to expressly state it after rebuffing me twice.
Ash laid a hand on Belinda's shoulder.
I'm sorry. If it makes you feel any better, at least you didn't force him into a kiss. Also, I told you so.
Wait, did you kiss?
Belinda looked shocked before her face curled into a Cheshire grin.
We may play for different teams, Miss Veronica Ashmar, but we're in the same boat.
Ash smiled.
And it doesn't bother you being naked in a bath with me?
Nah, if you want to look, go ahead. As long as you don't do anything super creepy, I don't mind. It's just nudity.
Huh. So tell me about yourself. Do you have any family?
Yeah, 3 little brothers and my parents. They're both alive. Don't know for how much longer, though. They're 70-something.
70? They had you when they were 50?
Yeah, no. Me and my brothers were all adopted. My parents waited too long to have kids, and before they knew it, Mom was barren. Apparently, they wanted to be financially well off before they had kids. By the time they decided to really try, they were rich as royalty, but unable to have any.
Oh, wow.
They decided to adopt, and went to an orphanage. They couldn't decide which of us they wanted to adopt, so they ended up adopting all 4 of us.
Do you know what happened to your original parents?
No clue. None of us do. None of us care either. We're all Vikis, and that's all that matters. Though I do admit, my brothers are spoiled rotten growing up in such a wealthy home. Not to mention the fact my parents never worked a day the entire time we were growing up. Utterly spoiled.
And you weren't spoiled at all?
No, of course not. See, like my brother, he's currently training to become a doctor, and he plans to open up a free clinic.
That doesn't sound spoiled.
Are you kidding? He's going to work without being paid simply because he knows his family can support him, and his expensive education.
Uh-huh.
My other brother Vincent, he joined the military because he knew he was spoiled. He wanted proper discipline and structure. He's currently a commander or something.
Okay.
My youngest brother is so spoiled, he's convinced he's not even human. You see, he has the skin condition that causes long hair to grow all over his entire body, and he's so spoiled that he refuses to accept that he's even human. He's convinced that he's some other species. I mean, really, how spoiled can you be to think you're too special to be human?
Wait, really? Covered in hair?
He also has deformed ears.
That actually doesn't sound human.
Oh, please, not you too. I, on the other hand, intend to complete my education and obtain a paying job with which I can support myself.
Even though you'd never have to work a day in your life because your parents' fortune could pay for it.
Yes, I refuse to be spoiled.
Fair enough. Though, I think we have slightly different definitions of spoiled.
The entire conversation died as a form of a soldier easily taught, and Ash strode in nude as the day she was born, scratching behind her ear.
Ash?
The soldier leapt backwards to cover with the curtain that separated the bath to the barracks.
Do I know you?
No, but I work at the palace. I know you, because I work there. I'm a guard.
Oh, I haven't seen any female guards.
Well, they all run around in full plate. It'd be hard to tell.
Exactly.
You seem really nervous.
I don't do well with public nudity, and I've been enjoying having the bath to myself.
Well, that will be here for too much longer. I'm starting to get pruny.
Belinda raised her hands out of the water.
I'll let you finish then.
The soldier scurried away.
Did she seem a little weird to you?
Yeah, but there are degrees of weird. There's her, and then there's you, and way above that, somewhere in the stars, there's Hector.
I'm glad that I at least pale in oddity when compared to him.
My fuzzy brother pales in oddity compared to Hector.
With that, Belinda pulled herself free of the water. Ash had to admit that the girl had an excess of weight, she carried it
I'm
well.
going to ask that guard about towels. I'll be right back.
Ash nodded and let herself sink beneath the water. She let her mind go blank, reaching out to grasp her errant thoughts with a focus that had become second nature after almost a lifetime of maze training. A disturbance in the water interrupted her meditation. She cracked an eye beneath the water to see the skin too natural that necromancer who had been with her moments before. Emerging from the gas from beneath the surface, Ash met the gaze of the lone female guard.
Hello.
Silence was her only response.
Did you suddenly change your mind?
What about?
About...
The guard's blank gaze stole the words from Ash's mouth.
Are you... okay?
Oh, yes, I was just...
The soldier trailed off and failed into silence.
Okay.
Sorry, I just can't seem to find what to say.
Do you need to say something?
Oh, no, I suppose not.
That being said, I don't mind talking. Tell me, how long have you been a guard here at the palace?
Oh, I don't know. A while, I suppose? It feels like forever.
I see.
She seemed like she was
Do
rather
you
poor
like
conversationalist.
being a guard?
I don't mind it. I will admit it certainly hasn't been as easy as I expected, but it's strange to watch the world pass you by, not noticing. It's kind of nice, actually, not being the center of attention for once.
You were the center of attention?
Oh, yeah, yes. You know, small town.
I know a thing or two about being a giant freak. Guess I should get used to kissing down, huh?
The thought made her oddly sad.
You're not a freak. You're lovely.
She felt a rush of the blood stain her cheeks. Aww, she looks so cute. Ash suddenly became acutely aware of the fact that this woman was quite attractive to sitting with her naked.
You are, very nice yourself.
The woman grew silent and a glance up her revealed she too was flushing.
Thank you. Oh, my, it's getting hot in here, isn't it? I need to step out for a moment.
With a fluid moment, she was back out and gone and disappearing into the barracks. Ash sat and felt her cheeks burn. As the time passed, she was no longer sure whether she was the cause of the embarrassment of the water. With a bit of difficulty, her head swimming, Ash climbed out of the pool and steadied herself. Moments later, Belinda arrived, a towel tied around herself.
Sorry about that. It took that girl forever to find the spirit towels.
Might have been because she was in here with me for a bit.
She was. She must have been in and out in a heartbeat. I never even noticed her get wet. But yeah, that would explain the time it took her.
Belinda preferred. Ash took the towel and the necromancer quickly wrapped herself up. They took a little more time to dress and ready themselves to leave. On the way out, Ash missed the eyes of the guard. Her expression was one of relief, and Ash watched her garb her own towel and head to the bath. Ash glared across from the courtroom. Since the oddly intimate and brief conversation in the hot spring, the female guard and Elena, according to the other guards she had asked, had spoken barely a word. In fact, the guard seemed to be avoiding her. Every chance Ash had found to speak with her again had ended with a quick retreat on the part of the soldier. It had become irksome. Ash was about to finally get her chance. She was on duty one of the few posts of bridge with single guard, and with the shift change about to end, Ash would finally catch her alone. Watching the other guard bid Elena farewell, Ash smiled and strode out from a pillar behind which she had laid in wait. Immediately panic struck the woman's face. The look was cute on her.
Hello again, Elena.
Ah, yes. Hello, Lady Ashmar. How might I serve you today, my lady?
I was just passing through and wanted to say hello. Try to keep in touch with friends, you know?
The guard grimaced.
We've barely spoken, ma'am. Hardly counts as a friendship.
Maybe Ash had misread her, but well, there had been something there. Hadn't there been a moment of tension? Elena cleared her throat.
Ma'am, you'll have to excuse me for speaking so bold, but I know where your interests lie, and even if I didn't take issue with the idea of a lord or lady using their position to curry sexual favors from those who serve them, I like men.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry, did I thought...
The guard looked terrified now.
I would never use my position to force someone to have sex with me. I am so sorry. There was a moment when we were speaking, I thought that we had a connection.
In the 5 words I spoke.
5 words is a bit more of an under-exaggeration, wasn't it?
No, you're right. I just wanted to speak with you, get a read. I repeat, never do something like that. I'm actually glad you were able to straighten me out.
Ash paused.
Figuratively speaking.
Sorry about that, miss.
Ash saw her blush for a moment, imagined her in the bath again, and not twisted in her stomach.
It must be awful. There's already a lack of girls to meet around the palace grounds. Some of the other guards complain about it. To think you'd have to find a girl, and then find one who likes girls.
Belina gave her a sympathetic smile.
Of course, I would never want to have a relationship with someone from where I worked.
Twice. She had done it twice. Well, at least she hadn't kissed this girl this
Are
time.
you well, Lady Ashmar?
I'm fine. I'm just terribly embarrassed.
If it makes you feel any better, I am too. I shouldn't have accused you of something like that. I haven't met a lord or lady who has ever tried it. It's just a fear I have.
Believe me, it's a valid fear. More than one diplomat has propositioned me while Prude and I were visiting from the mountain. Just remember, they cannot actually force you, and should they try, remember you're the one with the sphere.
Elea smiled, and inside Ash cried. She really had a lovely smile. On the outside, Ash gave her a beaming grin.
Light and shadows, I need to get some food in me. Somehow I hadn't realized how hungry I was. If you'll excuse me.
Of course, Lady Ashmar. You have a good evening.
With a curt nod, Ash walked away. Tears blurred her vision, and so it was at the start that she noticed a figure walking beside her a minute later.
That had to hurt. Do you want to make Ashley make us ice cream and cookies and gorge ourselves while reading romance novels? The King's collection is surprisingly phenomenal.
Ash turned to Belinda.
Where did you come from?
I've been following you.
For how long?
All day. Sneaking is surprisingly easy if you stay far enough back.
Why?
Hector says I need to start practicing more physical training, and he says that stealth is essential for a good mage.
Belinda squared her shoulders and took on a serious expression.
At the moment, your magic is remedial, so in a fight, your best bet would be to get the drop on someone. I want you to choose someone and follow them around for the day. At the end of the day, ask if they ever noticed you. Roar, roar, I'm so grumpy, Hector. No, 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 no.
That sounds like something Hector would say.
Yeah. I wish you would just give me a break.
I believe you were the one who started calling yourself his apprentice.
I know, but the light and shadows. I just want a break before I...
Where are we walking, anyway?
Oh, I don't know. I changed my mind about the ice cream. I'm trying to lose some weight. I think it will make the laps Hector has been running a little less painful.
I was kind of hoping to find a bit of cold comfort.
Well, I know what can help you there. There's nothing else quite as comforting as knowing someone else is suffering with you. Let me tell you about when I confessed to Elfnod.
Oh no, please don't. This is going to hurt, isn't it?
It's too late! We are cursed to love those who are not even possessed of the same sexuality. We are bonded. Our stories must be shared. Let's go! It all began a week ago. Elfnod and I had been getting incredibly close recently. We have been practicing our magic together, and for a time, he was even training me with a blade.
Before you asked me to join you, right?
Yes. Now, after one hot and sweaty day of practice, we both found ourselves in a changing room. And with a nonchalance that took my breath away, Elfnod stripped up his armor and shirt. Let's just say I fibbed a bit. It wasn't a nonchalance that took my breath away. He was just...
Oh. Elfnod. Hello, my friend. Belinda paused, looking for words.
He left me speechless. So it was much appreciated when he broke to silence. He turned to me, his eyes narrow, blinking away sweat as it dripped down his bare body. And he asked me, that was a hard workout today, wasn't it? It was then that I knew I had to tell him. I rushed forward, pressing myself against his slick chest, and looked up into his dazzling eyes. I told him, Elfnod, I think you know by now how I feel about you. I've felt this way since the day we were paired. I felt it in my heart, in my bones, in my very soul. We're destined to be together, Elfnod. Then I told him, I love you.
Oh, twisting shadows and blinding light, you...
I did. My confession jumped straight to love. I swear his eyes nearly bugged out of his skull. For a moment, he looked like one of those dogs. The ones that look like someone smashed their face in.
A pug?
Yeah, he just stared at me with his pug face. Then, slowly, he stepped back, still holding my hands. And he says, slowly, calmly, clearly, "Belinda, I'm gay." I don't know which hurt worse, the rejection or the embarrassment. Fortunately, I didn't have long to consider it. Because of my rather unstable emotional state, I tried to escape. Only tears blinded me, and instead of charging out of the room, I charged headlong into the half-open door.
Were you alright?
I had a concussion, apparently, but Elfnut had no trouble healing it. He's pretty incredible. That's part of why I fell for him so hard.
Ash reached out and put her hand around
so
Belinda's...
sorry
Wait, what?
that happened.
I've already moved past it.
Still, yikes.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for being around and sticking around with the story. I love the fact that like Ash and Belinda are becoming like best friends now. And I really hope that Elfnut actually finds someone. But alright guys, bye.